Good afternoon. Please stand for our national anthem performed by the Senior Select Singers and the Burlington High School Band, conducted by Senior Drum Major Christopher Costello. Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome, Superintendent Conti, School Committee Vice Chair Ms. Simon, and other members of the Burlington School Committee, representatives from the Burlington Board of Selectmen and other town committees, teachers, parents, grandparents, friends, and family, and especially the class of 2018 to Burlington High School's 2018 commencement ceremonies. I'm always honored to be here today, and I promise my remarks will be brief. I realize that you did not come to listen to me speak today, but are here for the student speakers behind me and all the graduates here in front of me today. I'd like to begin by offering my gratitude to the Burlington High School faculty, especially those that are able to be with us today. As Henry Adams said, a teacher affects eternity. They can never tell where their influence stops. I thank the Burlington High School faculty for the guidance and support that they have imparted to this latest group of Burlington High School graduates. I'm certain that their influence will be seen for many years to come. Everyone, please join me in a show of appreciation for them now. Thank you. As you, the members of Burlington High School class of 2018, embark on the next phases of your lives, higher education, the military, the workforce, or a gap year, please remember the people who have helped get you to the place you are today. Parents, siblings, grandparents, teachers, counselors, coaches, close friends, whoever has been there for you, take some time to thank them for all the sacrifices they have made and the support and encouragement and guidance they have given you over the years. And remember to take with you and continue to practice the values and character traits that you have been taught. Remember to respect others and take every opportunity to see the richness in other people's experiences and cultures. You never know what life has in store for you, and you can never have enough people who think positively about you. Believe in yourself, be a lifelong learner, and always invest in your continued growth. Read, write, learn to draw, master a craft. Investing in yourself will pay dividends as you travel through the ever-changing landscape of your adulthood. Don't ever give up. Always hang in there and don't quit. Accept as a given that there are few limits on what you can accomplish through hard and savvy work. Yes, you will fail at times, but what is important is that you regroup, refocus, and get going again. And as you leave the cozy confines of Burlington High School, always surround yourself with like-minded, caring, and positive people, like those here with you today. These are the people that will sustain you when times are tough. They will encourage you and support you and assist you in accomplishing things that you never thought possible. Class of 2018, you have set yourselves apart in many ways through individual and team accomplishments, and you have left an enduring mark at Burlington High School. I hope as you leave us here, it is with a sincere appreciation for our great community and everything it has taught you. I am confident that you all have the knowledge, you all have the potential, but most importantly, you all have the drive to make anything possible. Commit to yourselves to continue to focus the energy that you've demonstrated over these last 4 years to make this world a better place. Make the most of your skills and be confident that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Class of 2018, it has been my privilege to be with you these last 4 years, and I wish you nothing but the best in whatever lies ahead of you. Thank you. I'd now like to present our new alma mater, On Burlington, performed again by the Senior Select Singers and the Burlington High School Band, conducted by drum major Zayan Sharka. I would like to introduce to you the president of the class of 2018, Neil A. Balmer.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and most importantly, to the class of 2018. Honestly, when I first sat down to write this speech, I struggled. Partly because it was 4 in the morning, but mostly because I have so much that I want to say. And so, in an attempt to say it all, I'm going to take you back to the past, explore the future, and explore the present and peek into our futures. Standing here today is, frankly, a little weird. I'm looking at the faces of classmates, of friends who I grew up with for 12 years. The faces of once strangers who became my best friends and best friends who became my siblings. 4 years ago, we walked into Burlington High School, fresh-faced and oblivious, but excited, nonetheless, to have iPads that we could finally download games on. Our freshman year was flying by. The pep rally was here, and we were ready. And by ready, I mean instead of preparing a chant, we all turned the backs of our bright green shirts to the rest of the school, and we literally stared at a wall. And that was the most freshman thing that could have ever happened to us. But I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Sophomore year came and went just as quickly. We redeemed ourselves at the pep rally, hosted a legendary battle of the bands, and danced like no one was watching at our semi-formal. In our junior year, we conquered standardized tests and more difficult classes. We experienced our first prom, started thinking about our futures, and asked ourselves the question, what's your motive? We won championships and state titles, and high school was in full swing. And finally, before we knew it, senior year was here. We made it. We dominated at our last pep rally, prepared for our futures, and looked stunning at our last prom. But more important than any of these events is the people that we experienced them with, because in the past 4 years, we have forged unbreakable bonds. We've laughed together, we've stressed together, and we've sprinted past the office to our History Hall homerooms at 7:29 together. And all of those tardies, all of those last-minute test cramming sessions, and all of those awkward morning announcements have led us to this day, to this field, where we're going to graduate Burlington High School. A result of not just these experiences, but also the efforts of countless people. So to our teachers, who made a constant effort to foster our knowledge, to the administration and faculty members, who worked tirelessly to create a positive learning environment, and most notably to Scooter, our school therapy dog, who brightened everyone's day, every day, thank you. To our parents, who unconditionally love and support us, our siblings who bring out the best and often the worst in us, and in my case, edit my essays at 3:30 in the morning. To our grandmothers and our grandfathers, our uncles, our aunts, our dogs, our cats, and to our goldfish, thank you. We would not be who we are or where we are without you. And now, as I make an attempt to fathom that in an hour we're not going to be high school students anymore, it's weird and it's tough not to feel nostalgic. As I think back on my high school experience, I'm reminded of a quote from the finale of arguably the greatest TV show of all time. Andy Bernard from The Office once said, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." I found myself thinking about this quote quite often, about how, despite my constant complaining, high school was actually pretty awesome. But still, it reminds me that the good old days really aren't over. In fact, they've just begun because we have so much to look forward to. We are future business people. We are future engineers and doctors, armed service members and teachers. We are game changers and we are leaders. We are the future. And while my exceptional number of tardies, late assignments, and seemingly constant state of stress suggests that I am by no means qualified to give any of you any advice, here's what I've learned. First, step out of your comfort zone. Push yourself to your limits and then go past them, because that's what growth is. Second, strive to be the best version of yourself. Never become complacent and swallow your ego. And third, live in the moment. Don't be afraid to laugh or to love, because no amount of work or stress is worth more than your happiness. This year taught me that it's absolutely okay to love the people around you, even if you don't really know them. And with that, I have no doubt that we will all do amazing things with our futures. Whether you're pursuing a higher education, joining our armed forces, or entering the workforce, I'm confident that each and every one of us has the potential to change the world, and now it's just up to you to fulfill it. And no matter where we go or what we do, we will always be Red Devils. And I'm proud to call the class of 2018 my family. I love you all, and thank you for an amazing 4 years.
Thank you, Neil. It's now my distinct honor to present our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Eric Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. I'd like to begin by recognizing and welcoming members of the Burlington School Committee, representatives from the Burlington Board of Selectmen and other town committees, teachers, parents, grandparents, friends, family, and especially the class of 2018. I also wanted to recognize the Burlington High School custodial and maintenance staff and the park and recreation staff for their hard work setting up for today and for keeping the building so clean throughout the year, as well as the support staff who make sure all the details get completed for us all the time. As a final recognition, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor those men and women who have chosen a life of public service, and especially those who have died in the armed services this year, many of whom are not much older than our graduates today. Thank you. My graduation remarks always attempt to have a theme of gratitude interwoven throughout. While you have all worked hard for this day, I want to highlight some who have also contributed. First, the community of Burlington. The wide spectrum of opportunities you have experienced in Burlington are not by accident. The generosity of the community of Burlington has been aimed at creating a spark in each of you. Although many in our community do not have a direct connection to our schools, everyone recognizes that an investment in your education is the best way to ensure that our freedoms and quality of life are maintained. Please recognize this commitment and do not forget that many anonymous residents and businesses contributed to this day. You are all standing on the shoulders of others. Remember this generosity as you establish your own roots, create your own communities, and are asked to support the children of others. Second, your teachers. School buildings and school programs are empty promises without the many dedicated professionals who have facilitated your learning throughout your years in Burlington. The district's teachers from preschool through high school, administrators, support staff, have all performed tirelessly to arm you with the ability to think independently and to better serve the constantly changing world. Their collective importance in your lives, as well as in the preservation of our communities, cannot be recognized enough. Make sure you take time to thank them. Just as an aside, I got a lot of great comments from elementary teachers for those of you who went back to visit on Friday, so thank you for taking the time to do that. Finally, your parents. I'll never be able to capture all that your parents have given to you and will continue to provide. I do want to highlight an incredible gift that they gave all of you, 18 years ago, and that's your name. You will all be taking this name outside of your home and neighborhood into the larger world. While you will encounter many situations beyond your control, you will always control how you respond to these situations. The descriptors that get attached to your name are up to you. Please know that your actions reflect in your name and on that initial gift. Do not make the mistake of taking your name for granted or thinking that you are anonymous. You are all named with unconditional love and hope for your futures. I, for one, can't wait to read the words attached to your names as you continue to accomplish great things. In addition to gratitude, I just want to focus briefly on service to others. The idea of service to others is critical in any community. Service can be a challenge, even more so in a population growing in diversity. It's far easier to help people familiar to you, families and friends, than it is to help strangers. We are living in a challenging time. We have all witnessed violence in schools and questioned the safety we have all taken for granted. There are no easy solutions to these problems. I believe, however, that the actions of the students from Parkland, Florida, and Santa Fe, Texas, will be how the challenge of school violence and other complex problems will eventually be solved. These students have shown us that we cannot leave the answers to others. Whatever perspective you hold, follow their example. Get involved in whatever community you find yourself. Learn how decisions are made. Weigh in. Listen to others. Make sure that your values are part of the conversation, even if not fully accepted by everyone. And if you have not done so already, register to vote. Voting is a critical act of service that is a first step towards expressing your values and adding your voice to critical community conversations. I want to take a moment to recognize a few of your classmates who have already made the decision to serve their country on our behalves. If you could please stand to be recognized. William Robinson, who is joining the Army, and Alan Villagran is joining the Air Force. Please know, along with your families, your classmates, and your community, pray for your safety and admire your service. Thank you. I will leave you with these words from Wolfgang von Goethe. Whatever you can do or dream you can, Begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2018. Begin it now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Conti. It is now my pleasure to present to you our school committee vice chairperson, Miss Martha Simon.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Burlington School Committee, let me congratulate you, the class of 2018. Like many things in life, there are two ways to think about your accomplishments today. On the one hand, a whole community, Burlington, banded together to help you reach this proud and joyful day. I, along with all the members of the school committee, want to thank the people of Burlington for generously providing you with the educational resources that you needed to achieve and succeed and grow. I am grateful to each and every one of your families for supporting and guiding and maybe even a little bit of nagging you each step along the way. Let's see if I can. My gratitude to your teachers and the Burlington School District staff is immense. All of the people in your preschools, elementary schools, at the middle school, and here at the high school. They provided the knowledge, the caring, and the inspiration for you to develop your skills, your natural abilities, and to grow as human beings. All of these people worked together to help you get to where you are today, on the threshold of adulthood. Through their efforts and support, you learned what you needed to reach graduation, and you learned what you need to go out into the world, wherever you go, whether it is a job, the military, further education, or likely a combination of all of those pathways. On the other hand, let me go on to say that I am very proud of each one of you. Of course, I am so proud of those of you who are being honored with awards and accolades and your speakers today. But I'm also extremely proud of every other person in this graduating class. I am proud of how you overcame challenges to get here today. I am proud of how you showed up and worked hard. I am proud of how you helped each other succeed. High school isn't always easy. It isn't always fun, but you persisted, and you persisted in a way that creates a foundation for you to be a star in the life that stretches ahead. Each of you is incredible. Each of you is a success. Let me finish with a few words of wisdom. This is from that well-known philosopher, Harley Davidson, the man with the motorcycles. He once said, "When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen." Is that a Harley in the background? From Maya Angelou, the writer, the poet, and the civil rights activist. Our mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. And finally, Jane Goodall, the anthropologist who studied and lived with chimpanzees, wrote, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. I know each of you will make a positive difference." Congratulations on your graduation today from Burlington High School.
Thank you, Ms. Simon. It's now my privilege to present to you the class of 2018 Salutatorian, Sarvesh Sakunala.
I'll do my best not to bore you, but no promises. I'm sadly not Oprah. Before I start, I just want to thank my parents for putting up with me for 18 years, really hard task, and my sister for listening to me practice the speech about 1,000 times. I also want to take a moment to thank the amazing faculty and all of the staff members at BHS who have helped us reach this monumental moment in our lives. I've been to graduation every year of high school, thanks to the band, and every time I've heard these student speakers, I've noticed how intelligent and mature and responsible they all seem. They appear to have it all figured out, unlike me, who needs a GPS to drive 3 miles to get to Chipotle. I have a confession. I don't feel too qualified to be doing this, giving a speech to you all. I'm just an average height Indian kid with glasses, and the most interesting thing about me is that I drive a Prius. I began to think, what advice could I possibly give to my class? I don't feel as though I have any earth-shattering words of wisdom. I still don't know what I want to study in college, what I want to do with my life, or even how to turn in a speech on time. Sorry, Mr. Sullivan. It's no secret that I am maybe the most awkward person you will ever have the misfortune of meeting, and throughout high school, I had to break out of my shell and surpass my boundaries to become more self-confident. For example, this year I had the opportunity to become a section leader in the band, which required being loud and talking to a lot of people, 2 things I wasn't exactly comfortable with. But I did it anyway, and moving beyond my comfort zone was a huge risk, but it paid off and helped make me into who I am today. But it still definitely is a risk for me to come up here and do this speech, but taking this chance was worth it to be able to share this experience with you all. And that is the advice I want to give you. We, as high school graduates, are standing at a crossroads. We may have chosen where we're going next year, whether it be college, the workforce, or the armed forces, but we still do not know what will meet us along these paths. In a few short years, we will need to know what we're going to study, what we're going to dedicate our lives to, and what we're going to make of ourselves. And when the time comes, you may not know what the right call is. Should you switch majors even though that means hours of extra work? Should you accept that job offer even though it's on the other side of the country? We are all going to reach a point in the near future where we will be faced with a choice of whether or not we want to take a risk. And if there's something you want to achieve, but it requires taking a leap of faith, I encourage you to do so. If you succeed, you'll be glad you did it, and even if you fail, chances are you'll learn something along the way. It is a much better feeling to know you tried your best to achieve something than to know you failed only because you were too afraid to try. I'll leave you with a quote from Helen Keller. Security is mostly a superstition. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Go beyond what you're comfortable with and explore new horizons. You may just be glad you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarvesh. It is my pleasure to present to you the class essayist for the class of 2018, Teresa Chai.
Let's see if this will actually stay on. I'd like to start off by thanking some of the individuals who have helped me get to where I am today. To my mom and my dad, thank you for always pushing me to be the best that I can be and for supporting me in all my endeavors. To my sister Priscilla, thank you for being my travel buddy and for being someone I'm proud to say I look up to. To all my teachers, thank you for making me work hard and for teaching me lessons that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. To the class of 2018, congratulations. The day that we thought was oh so far away has finally snuck up on us. As we near the end of our high school careers, we've begun to write the endings to things we started when we were just little kids. We've danced at our last dance recitals, performed at our last concerts, and played in our last sports games. Thinking about all these chapters that have come to an end and those that are soon to close, I finally stumbled upon what high school has truly taught me. Nothing is permanent, which means our opportunities to grow are endless. I'll never forget the time I took AP Biology my sophomore year. Our first test was quickly approaching, and my entire class was anxious about the exam, especially since we were supposed to have taught ourselves most of the material over the summer. It's safe to say that the test didn't go as we hoped because most of us failed that test. But lucky for us, the grade wasn't permanent, and we ended up learning a few things that would help us survive the rest of the year. We learned that scaling and test corrections were our saving grace, and we learned that we were probably better off watching crash course videos instead of trying to read the textbook the night before, only to find ourselves buried in the first page the next morning. In the end, we all passed the class with grades we were proud of, and we can all look back and laugh at the times we had in that class. While there are some things that we wish we could hold on to forever, there is a beauty in the fact that nothing is permanent. Impermanence allows us to switch, stop, or pick up new extracurriculars that we discovered a newfound passion for. Impermanence allows us to fail a test, but then discover what it is that we need to improve on and fix our grades before the term ends. Most of all, impermanence allows us to appreciate everything we have in life. Whether it be through lunchtime chats, school dances, or studying together, BHS has brought us closer to our friends. During the summer, we'll be making memories with our friends, and we'll soon appreciate all the time we have had together as we go our separate ways. But as Winnie the Pooh once said, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. As we move on from BHS, we will begin exploring the unknown. We'll be navigating how to live on our own and discovering what career we want to pursue. As we start this new chapter in our lives, remember to try new things and make mistakes and find the activities and people that make your time worthwhile. Cherish all the good moments along the way and let the bad ones finish their course. Nothing is permanent, and that's the beauty in the world we live in. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. It's my honor to introduce to you now the class of 2018 valedictorian, Benjamin Anthony Horgan.
Good morning, BHS. Sorry, morning announcements reference. I am honored to be here with my friends, family, teachers, and administration, celebrating my class's numerous achievements, with 2 hours of wondering whose grad party will have the best chicken broccoli and ziti. Seriously, though, I could not be more grateful for everyone who has made our success as a class possible. Today is the day to remember sitting there at freshman orientation, listening to Mr. Sullivan tell us how the next 4 years will fly by, thinking he was full of baloney, and now realizing he could not have been more right. You know, high school was different than elementary and middle school because we've essentially been grown up since the beginning of it. Now, I'm not saying that everything I've done in the past 4 years has been an excellent expression of seasoned character, but all I'm saying is that high school, for me, was less about physical maturity and learning my manners, like it was at Francis Wyman and MSMS, but about self-exploration. BHS has been a place where one need not fit in. It's been a place where, for the most part, we've truly been individuals with individual responsibilities. And in that respect, my classmates and I have grown substantially, despite the fact that I still haven't learned how to do my own laundry. And don't worry, I still have 3 months. By no means, however, are we done growing. Receiving our diplomas here today is a representation of the potential that every one of us has. Now, we all have different goals in life, I'm sure of that. But one thing I believe we have in common is wanting to achieve personal success and happiness, no matter what that looks like. One thing that has been important to me for the last 4 years is hacking into my GPA on, academic excellence. Trust me, this has been no easy road, and it's required copious amounts of hard work and coffee. I've had to stay up very late some nights, completing assignments and studying. However, personal success looks different for every person sitting here today. And that diversity makes our school and the world an amazing place. The bottom line is, regardless of anybody else's expectations, follow your passions. And that will always lead you to success and happiness. Have a successful Sunday, BHS. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ben. At this point, it is with great pleasure that we begin the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2018. This side comes up this way. Deb. Neil A. Balmer. Benjamin Anthony Horgan. Sarvesh Sakunala. Teresa Chai. Talia Zara Abasos. Bilal Afsal. Akshita Agarwal. Daviana Alford. Mohammed Ahmad Al-Rashidi. Caitlin Ruth Atwood. Sharon Shashank Bakre. Paul Barbieri Jr. Laura Andrea Barrera. Alpha Mary Bathel. Michaela Grace Battistone. Sydney Lynn Baxter. Joshua David Becker. Coleman Robert Began. Arya Mangesh Bhatt. Francesco Joseph Bonanno. Elizabeth Abigail Bond. Isabel Rose Bowen. Jason Russell Bowen. Timothy William Bridges. Stephanie R. Brinklow. Erin Elizabeth Brown. Andrew Wayne Buxton. Juliana Elizabeth Camelli. Sarah Elizabeth Cameron. Tyler L. Campagna. Mia Eileen Campbell. Sarah Ann Canalonga. Timothy Paul Cannon. Tyler Joseph Cannon. Tyler John Cannon, I'm sorry. Sarah Rose Carnes. Allison Elizabeth Casella. Sean Daniel Casey. Christopher Paul Santoni. Christina Charmant. Nisha Chayani. Sarah Jane Conley. Deanna Lynn Conti. Jessica Cooper. Carolyn Lee Corsino. Christina Louise Costa. Sarah Ann Costa. Christopher Michael Costello. Melissa Elizabeth Costello. Mary Elizabeth Cox. Samuel Brian Cullinan. Mark Christopher Chewinski. Nicholas Reno Dalla Santa. Christopher Matthew Dalton. Cody Michael Davison. Laleska Varana Oliveria. Timothy Josiah Driscoll. Abigail Diana Edwards. Julia Martina Feist. Alexandria Rose Floyd. Chandra Magna Franca. Jack James Frieden. Megan Ann Gaffney. Brendan Mannix Gallivan. Christopher Thomas Geddick. John David Gio. Tyler Antonio Gennari. Daniel Joseph Groton Jr. Rajme Garung. Joel William Hagan. Laura Catherine Harder. Michael Robert Hardy. Christian Paul Hartling. Sydney Rose Hildreth. Jack Harrow Hirsch. Orion Nadine Homan. Quinlan Robert Hogan. Elise Rose Holman. Emily Elizabeth Hopkins. Cohen Lucklin Howneat. Maxwell Eric Hovass. Thomas Dean Hoyt. Rana Hussein. Caleb Brent Hyman. Quentin Patrick Ingles. Simran Jaku. Jessica Rose James. Marissa Ann James. Marvin Romel Jean Baptiste. Owen Matthew Johnson. Lorig Chowrekian. Hanyang Jung. Talita Romero Commerce. Shamsa N. Kasozi. Alyssa Regan Keene. John H. Keeney. Saliha Khalifa. Serena Khalifa. Taiba Mohammed Sadiq Khalifa. Uzair Sadiq Khalifa. Asif Khan. Minal Guladia Kandakar. Leila Namizi Kadu. Flavio Cordelli. John Arjun Kolesnik. Ashley Taylor Coman. Erin Faye Krieger. Akash Kunchum. Jennifer Rose LaRue. Giovanni Lascala. Haley Elizabeth Lang. Joshua Gage Lee. Sebastian M. Little. Melinda Langozzi. Daniela Marie Lombardo.
They want to see you.
Georgina Susanna Lopez Silva. Brendan Gerard Lucas. Danielle Marie Lynch. Kelsey Marie Lynch. Erin Elizabeth Mackey. Dylan Richard McKinnon. Sanjana Mangani. Caitlin Elizabeth Martinage. Allison Marie McCaffrey. Callie S. McCauley. Amanda May McCombs. Madison Jean McDonald. Delaney Ann McGurl, Hussein G. Mehdi, Malaka N. Mehta, Chanel Mahia, Amanda Jane Moline, Adam Matthew Mendez, Joshua Paul Marath, Nicholas Michaelides, Syed Haroon Mohammed, Colin James Maroney, Erin Michaela Morris, Rizkan Alex Moisey, Christopher Joseph Murgo, Marissa Kate Nicoloro, Stephen Anthony Starley Nigro, Katerina Nicolopoulos, Shudi Cindy Nyonzima, Nicole Elise Noonan, Kian I. O'Regan, Madison Ryan O'Toole, Rita Osnev Orchanian, Charles Paris, Ayush Tajal Patel, Dhruv Patel, Deepa Patel, Forum Bipin Patel, Helen V. Patel, Jinal Rajesh Patel, Jeet Sanjay Patel, Nirmal Shailesh Patel, Tej Harish Patel, Michael John Pavo, Sean Patrick Fair, Jason John Pladzewicz, Roger Normand Poirier Jr., Michelle Marie Pothier, Laura Michelle Prendergast, Kenneth S. Putney, Michael John Pye, Nathan Barry Quinn, Peter Vincent Rabazi, Antonio Raul Ramirez, Christina Marie Raposo, Kelsey Kane Ravanis, Casey Victoria Ridley, Rachel Rigoli, Anthony Sarkis Rivera, William Macmillan Robinson, Mariano Rodriguez, Brennan Thomas Rogers, Alec Spencer Rollins, Matthew Mark Roper, Connor Ross, Kobe Russell, Alexander Joseph Russo, Anthony Joseph Russo, Jeffrey Charles Russo, Lauren Nicole Salazar, Ivy Marie Saltzman, Dakota Vincent Scalzi, Diana Margaret Sears, Naya Thicataville Sebastian, Stephanie C. Skanga, Rutvi Atul Shah, Zayan Imani Sharka, Jared Douglas Smith, Rachel Lynn Smith, Serena Teresa Stack. Konstantinos Stefanos Stamides. Jennifer Ann Strange. Kiara Alexis Mercedes Somerville. Sean Brian Sarabian. Melanie Grace Thibodeau. Caleb Allen Toes. Bailey Alexander Toll. Kerry Joanne Urquhart. Nicholas Francis Valorand. Justin J. Varghese. Emma Ventura. Alexander Stephen Xavier Viglione. Alan Nicholas Villagren. Olivia Marie Virgin. Sophia Marie Vozikis. William Thomas Weisner III. Julia Page Warren. Christian Blair Weiss. Aislinn Violet Welsh. Colleen Patricia Welsh. Vabishan Wigneswaran. Mark John Wilsusen. Vivian Wong. Delaney Ann Woods. Daniel C. Schrey. Evan Donovan Yancey. Aaron Edmund Yu. Eleanor A. Yu. Amelia C. Zenkin. Debbie Priscilla Zapita. Alvin Zoe.
My task is completely messed up.
Doesn't make a difference. Nobody can see it from back here. That's true. Congratulations again to the class of 2018. I would like to reintroduce the class president, Neil A. Balmer, who will lead the class of 2018 in the switching of their tassels from right to left, which will make them official graduates of Burlington High School. So say, please stand.
Please stand. Woo! 1, 2, 3. Good.
At this time, we will begin our recessional. try to keep it to an hour. Anything more than that, nobody wants to attend.
Congratulations to the class of 2018!